So I was 14 years working on Bay Street as a lawyer. A few years before that in other places, but now I've started my own firm in Burlington, practicing in commercial law, so real estate, commercial leasing, commercial lending, and then also as part of that we'll do residential real estate and wills and estates. So I have 3 young boys. They're 7, 9, and 11. They are very busy, and so the difficulty with working in Toronto was that when things were happening at home, I couldn't be there to do them. I worked one day from home, but that one day wasn't sufficient to do the family part that I wanted. So that was a big part as to why I wanted to be closer. And then with today's world being what it is, you don't physically need to be close to your clients. So as one of my clients said, you know, I'm going to be further away. And I said, well, I'm going to be closer because when you're working downtown Toronto, you're landlocked to some extent. Take the GO train in, take the GO train home, and if you do have to get to a client, if they're not on the GO line or they're not right downtown, then you have to, it is quite a production to try to get to them. So now, if I have to go see those clients, I can do that. I can hop in the car and I can actually get there faster and easier than when I was working downtown. But the family part is, it's nice to be close to home, close to the boys. If they need me during the day, I can pop out and do that, and it gives me a lot more flexibility in my day. Normally, if I were to work on a weekend, if I wasn't going to go downtown and do it, then I would be taking a lot of papers home with me, which is not ideal because there's client confidentiality issues as a lawyer. So here I get the best of both worlds. I'm close. If I need to come in and do some work, I can do that. I still maintain client confidentiality and have my own private office, so it's a great arrangement. So I knew that I wanted an office. I didn't want to work in my house, and many reasons for that, some of which, again, client confidentiality. I'd have to dedicate one area of my house to just having an office. So I knew that I wanted to have an outside office. I did look at a couple of other options. The thing I really liked about OnePlan was the fact that there were other people here, so you wouldn't be isolated. The fact that it is a local company as opposed to a company that has branch offices, but really there's no local aspect to it. The fact that it's involved in the community. So one of the big selling features was, again, as part of the local, is that there are a lot of other entrepreneurs here, so there's a networking aspect just built right into the office, and that's invaluable. So one of the things that I was looking at when I was looking at other office space was what other amenities were available in order to allow me to grow my business. And OnePlan offered cubicles, that offered the smaller spaces, other offices were available, so it gave me flexibility to expand and hire other staff if and when the need arises. So there was a very personal feel to OnePlan. Part of the selling feature was the fact that it was a local business as opposed to something that was impersonal. And in fact, the first day that I came to look at OnePlan, the other people were very friendly, and that it just gave a very good vibe, a very warm feeling that this was going to be a community as opposed to simply an office that you would come and go from. So the market, really from a legal perspective, either you're going to do Burlington Oakville or you're going to do Burlington Hamilton. The market I wanted to concentrate on because of the type of work that I do is the Burlington Oakville market. And so I wanted to be on the east side of Burlington. So OnePlan was very convenient in that respect to be, I feel like I'm right on the border of Burlington and Oakville. I can sell myself in both areas. And in fact, the phone number that I obtained is an Oakville phone number, which is important in terms of the Toronto clients because now they don't have to dial out long distance. And although it might be a small thing to dial long distance, it is a psychological barrier that I didn't want to have to overcome with clients. So now they can dial me easily, and it's fairly seamless in terms of communication issues. Well, the phone number, funny enough, it was a big issue because other places that I looked at owned the phone number. And from a marketing perspective, although I like OnePlan and hope that I'll be here a long time, if things grow to a certain point, then I would expect I might one day get my own space. And if that happens, I don't want to have to remarket myself with new phone numbers. So the fact that I would keep the phone number if and when I choose to leave was a huge issue.